Live from Garry O'Neal Studios in Baltimore.
You're listening to the See.Plan.Do show. Garry O'Neal.
All right, here you go. DJ.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Happy party! Yeah! Ow! What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the See.Plan.Do show with me, professional mindset coach, business coach, consultant, big brother, friend, entrepreneur, soon-to-be therapist, Mr. Garry O'Neal Jr. And as always, when you see me out, when you see me getting a second, third plate, don't say, dang, you turned it up. Mind your business. All right. And please don't forget the Junior shout out to Pops. And we have another amazing show. Amazing episode 139. No. And no is a complete statement, where today we're going to go over a couple of things, the power of no, as well as, you know what, we're going to dive into the Kendrick Lamar, my reaction to the Kendrick Lamar new album, Drake, Suing, and we'll go over a couple of other things, but we'll talk about the powering process of no and how to use that in your life. Can I get to my shout outs? Of course. My day one A1 listeners, my new listeners, returning listeners, Candy Corn crew, motivators, inspirators, educators, and of course you, wherever you are, whenever you listen to this, thank you. You could have been anywhere in the world listening to this or watching me in a glorious 1080p, and I appreciate that. All right, so without further ado, and I'm really, if you were looking for this on Thanksgiving, I do apologize. You know what? I thought, let's make sure we spend time with family and friends. And I really had a great and amazing Thanksgiving celebration. And I hope you did too. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But can we get to our See.Plan.Do moment of the week? We're rolling right along. See.Plan.Do moment of the week, of course, sponsored by the best CPR company on the planet, if I do say so myself, Heart Savers Maryland. So right after this brief commercial break, we will get right to it.
Are you looking to get certified in CPR, first aid, or other life-saving skills? Heart Savers Maryland is your premier CPR training facility. Individual and classroom sessions available. Schedule your training at heartsaversmd.com. Each second counts. Get trained today.
All right, in your See.Plan.Do moment of the week is entitled Process. So hopefully, again, you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving time. You know what? I really had a great Thanksgiving celebration. Went to go see my parents as always, and my family as always. And also went to go see my cousin did an amazing job with putting out a spread and inviting everybody over. And it was really great time to see everyone, especially considering the loss of our grandmother recently. And so, when I thought about how we go about Thanksgiving, right? I was talking to one of my friends on the phone, and I said, man, thinking about what I do for my home, because of course, I may go out and go visit my family and get to-go plates and go everywhere else. But just in talking, I was like, man, why are we really setting up, like, processing? Why are we, prepping the dinner 3 to 5 days ahead? And you know what? And she said, hey, because most of us do stuff from scratch. And when I really, really thought about it, that brought me to our See.Plan.Do moment of the week process. That all things are a process. This show is a process. You listening to this is a process. Wherever you are, whenever you are, I'm pretty sure it's a process. And it takes time. I recently smoked the turkey, and guess what? That was a process. And, even thawing it out or prepping it or spatchcocking it, all these things take a process. So the same way those yams, that sweet potato pie, whoever is designated to do the macaroni and cheese, because we got to have somebody designated to do that. You can't just walk up and say, I'm doing it. You got to be able to shake your, I need to see the bottom of your arm and you got to shake it. I got to see if you're street validated, if you out here, if you are certified. But whether you're making a macaroni and cheese or the sweet potato or the turkey, or even just putting together the event to have it, everything is a process. And sometimes we do want to hurry things up, and that's not how it goes. Can you imagine if someone tried to hurry up the process of the turkey? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if somebody rushed the cakes and pies and all those things? Can you imagine how disastrous that would be? So if we're going to take time on a turkey or other things for this amazing celebration of family and friends and togetherness and being thankful and the attitude of gratitude, take the same process with you. All right. Take the same air of gratitude, attitude, and just understand that wherever you are in life, whether it's the peaks and valleys that we talked about last episode, just know that we're in a process. All right. And that's what I really thought about. I said, well, you know what? I really don't make stuff from scratch. So because I don't make stuff from scratch, I don't really think about, I don't really think about how much of an event that is. All right. So that is your See.Plan.Do moment of the week entitled Process. All right. So let's get to our See.Plan.Do moment of the week. If you're watching this on YouTube, of course, they're not really trying to, as of yet, they're not really trying to let us play videos like that. So you can always check down below as you like, share, and subscribe. You can always check to see what the See.Plan.Do playlist is, the intro, the song of the week. And of course, this at this part of the episode is I think about how long I've been DJing, right? I've been DJing for a long time and I really enjoy it, right? And I think that every client has ever highlighted me for their wedding, their parties, whatever celebrations can feel that coming through. So right after a brief word from our another sponsor, you'll hear our See.Plan.Do song of the week. And guess what? We'll get right to our appetizer as well as our entree today. No.
Having a wedding, birthday party, or other social or corporate event, contact Greenlight Entertainment today. With our experienced DJs, quality sound, and professional service, we look to make your event the event. Check us out on the web at www.greenlightentertain.com. With Greenlight Entertainment, you have the green light.
Yeah. So let's get to our appetizer. Let's get to our wonderful appetizer. So again, hopefully you had an amazing Thanksgiving. Type in below, or if you're watching this on YouTube, tell me how your Thanksgiving went. What is something that you did, something that you enjoyed, something new that you did, something that may be a tradition, whatever, right? I think that one of the things for me is that I'm going to start doing Thanksgiving at my house. I haven't done Thanksgiving at my house, but definitely smoking a turkey. And let me say something. If you haven't smoked a turkey, it's a process, but listen, I'm actually going to post it on my page, the process of doing it. Man, it was absolutely amazing. But let's get to our appetizer. All right. Kendrick Lamar dropped an album. Wow. Just dropped it on us, right? GNX, 12 cuts on there. GNX highlights one of the cars that he had back in the day, or one of his family had back in the day. And so here's my reaction. It was really good. Now, let me start by saying, do I think that it's going to be a classic? Not really, but I think it was good. I think it was really good. I think the listen, being able to listen through, there's a couple of cuts on there, definitely, that the power of social media has made it very easy to keep repeating. So Squabble Up, that's one of the first ones. So we had, if you're on social media or you're listening, we always kept getting the intro of Squabble Up. And so he finally dropped it. Didn't disappoint. That was really great. Also, there's a couple of other cuts on there. I like TV Off. You might have seen a lot of people been playing TV Off, especially there's a break where he says mustard, and so of course people in social media have been using that in a wide variety of amazing ways. Like I thought about me making egg salad actually that night. That's crazy. I was making egg salad that night. and I was listening to the song, and I was like, wait, something's missing from my Excel. And then I just thought mustard. So it's a funny, it's a great album. I like it. It's very good to listen to. You don't really hear a lot of, some people would have thought it might have been a lot of more diss tracks. It wasn't really. I mean, he said something about Lil Wayne, but yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It was good. It's a good album to listen to. A lot of great beats. I don't think only remember maybe one or two features like SZA and somebody else, Gunplay. But that's it. But it's a good album to listen to. I think that if you could put it on, you'll enjoy it. Do I think it's going to be a classic? I mean, time will tell. I don't think so. I think it's just a good album to listen to. So make sure, if you've already checked it out, what are your thoughts? You can comment, let me know what you feel about it. Or if you haven't, go listen to it and come back and let me know, am I right? Am I wrong? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What's up? Right? So good album. I liked it. 12 cuts. He just dropped it. So it's pretty cool. I think that's really good, gearing up that he's going to the Super Bowl. And now, as I get to the next portion of this, I actually think that they're all tied in. All right. So great album. Go listen to it. It's everywhere you listen to music. All right. So the next thing is Drake. Drake is back in the news again. All right. Now, this time he is now, it still continues. He's now suing. Well, let's not say suing because he's really not suing. Let's call it, he had made two filings. So it's not suing, but he did make he filed 2 times. So I just want to make sure I go over it. So the first filing is that he accuses UMG, which is the company, there's different companies. So he's accusing UMG of using bots and paying money for people to keep playing Not Like Us. That's his first thing. And I was like, oh, here we go. So he's saying that those things, he used that Kendrick Lamar or UMG, the company, the company, that they used those bots, that they used money to pay for people to boost the popularity of Not Like Us. And I was like, well, dang, Not Like Us was good. And there was a whole beef. So the beef is, to me, what kept it going, right? The beef is what kept it going to me, not necessarily that. But guess what? We do live in an age where bots are there. If you don't believe me, here's a little thing you could do. Let's say you go to somebody's page and they have 100,000 followers, right? But if you go to their posts and they only have like 6 or 7 responses, then they probably have bots, so they probably paid for it. So it does make sense. And if I would never do it, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna let things go organic. All right, I don't have 1 million followers yet, but I know that with consistency, being, offering what people want, then I know that it will build organically. So I will never pay for bots, or I will never pay for followers and stuff like that. But people do it, and I can imagine that a music company would do it. There's a lot riding on it, right? So, that's the first thing. He's accusing UMG of using bots and paying to boost the popularity of Not Like Us. I mean, it could happen, but I think that the beef is what really carried it over. The second one is defamation, which I honestly believe that should have happened first. So Drake is, again, now he's suing. He accuses iHeartMedia of allowing the song to go and be played when it's calling Drake a certified pedo, which makes sense, right? I actually thought that when it first came out, certified lover boy, certified pedophile, wop, 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 wop. I actually thought that would have been something that would have been happened. So I was a little surprised that he was able to let that rock, but they had a whole beef back and forth. So what he's doing is he is accusing iHeartMedia. They could have stopped the release of that song. They could have made him take that out. And again, he talks about how UMG funneled payments to get more airplay. So he's believing that the boost of this song came not by Kendrick Lamar himself, but by him, his company, the music company that funds him, that pays him, that they were the ones behind this. I don't know about that. I mean, the defamation I get, because nobody wants to be called. I mean, especially day and age, like I take my character and reputation seriously. So if somebody really tried to say something crazy about me, I had the opportunity, I mean, I would do it. So, I get that, especially if you have the money and you have lawyers and all the stuff like that, like him. So I get it. All right. Now, here's a thing that we may want to watch into the next couple of weeks, that this could be problematic for Kendrick Lamar going into the Super Bowl. Because the first thing is, you may not hear Not Like Us, even though that's huge, which if you are a non-Kendrick fan, you would use that, oh, Not Like Us, even though there's been other cuts. Like Not Like Us is a huge record, but it has to include Drake. And some people are like, well, if Drake was never really around, we wouldn't even be talking about Kendrick Lamar. I mean, I guess. But you may not hear Not Like Us in the Super Bowl. Because if Drake's team allegedly filed a cease and desist, then the NFL is not going to try to get in that. I'm not saying that this could be a thing. I mean, this could be a thing, but I'm not saying this is happening. But we could see Kendrick Lamar not playing at all. But it is smart, going back to what I said, it is smart that Kendrick Lamar dropped the album, which now that I think about it, maybe he knew. Because guess what? People are going to want to hear Not Like Us, right? But Not Like Us is not on the new album. So if there's such a big issue with Not Like Us and the NFL is now getting involved, guess what? He may say, I don't need to play Not Like Us. I can play the songs he can play all types of songs. So he could play not only just that song, but he could play the songs that, are on the album, previous songs, stuff like that. So I definitely think that we're going to get that, so I think that we're definitely, don't be surprised if you really, really don't hear Not Like Us. Don't be surprised. You can come back here and say, oh, and actually after the Super Bowl, come back here and let me know. I mean, come back here and let's talk about it. But don't be surprised if you don't hear Not Like Us. He has the albums. He could play a lot more songs outside of Not Like Us, but it is a huge hit. But if I was him and it really was a big problem, I don't know. I wouldn't play it, but also I'm not a rapper, but it is his biggest song. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. All right. So we talked about Kendrick Lamar. We talked about Drake suing. And you know what? And if I could take this moment, I really want to highlight something. And this is exclusively for the entrepreneurs out here. So this entire week, I've talked to at least 3 to 4 friends, fellow entrepreneurs, as far as coaching. So if you don't know, if you just listening to this, I'm a business coach outside of a mindset coach, and business coaching is, hey, how can we grow our business? How can we create our business? And so one of the things I want to highlight during this time is there are 2 types of people in the world. We have producers and we have consumers. Producers make stuff, consumers take stuff and buy stuff and consume stuff. So if you are an entrepreneur, you need to produce, whether that's flyers, new content, new packages, new items, whatever you do, more. All right. Don't turn around and be like, oh, you're not getting sales, but you have creativity. You're powerful. If you have a business, you can create tons of packages. I just talked to my barber and we talked about different packages, memberships. So if you're a barber, why not offer memberships? I told him the biggest thing I want from a membership is priority booking, right? So that way, let's say that, and we mapped it out while I was sitting in the chair. I said, hey, maybe a day or 2 before, if I'm paying this membership a year, that I get, you release the schedule to book maybe a day or 2 before you put it out to the general public. Maybe you offer discounts. So if you are an entrepreneur, now is the time. It's always been the time. But if you're an entrepreneur, and guess what? I say this to myself all the time. So after today's episode, I'm going to make sure I take time and say, how can I produce more? Not just as a podcaster, as any of the businesses I have, how can I produce more? And I just wanted to offer that to you. All right. You should be able to make money easily to fund what you want based upon your skills. Cool. All right. Just wanted to drop that in there. But let me know how you feel about the album. Let me know what you think about Drake and suing. I feel like he should have just let it lie. But guess what? I mean, I'm not in that realm. So if he's able to do that, what if the cease and desist works? And now because of that, now that we don't hear Not Like Us. I mean, that would be a win against Drake, I guess. But I guess I would have just let it rock. But I guess it makes sense because now you're about to have millions of people watching the Super Bowl. And if you hear that Not Like Us, that's going to be wow. So don't be surprised if you don't hear it. But sound like it's always been a good time. All right. So let's get to our entree Power of No, episode 139. Again, See.Plan.Do show, Mr. Garry O'Neal Jr. here. All right. And so I like the word no. I say yes a lot, but I like the word no. All right. And no is a complete sentence. If you say, Garry, when's the last time you said no? I'm going to tell you. All right. So my son, and this is not an ad yet. My son enjoys McDonald's. He enjoys this like spicy chicken meal. He wants an extra one. I'm like, all right, cool. So recently I bought him that, right? Because I was like, you know what? I know he needs a quick meal. You know, we didn't cook. So I knew that he was getting hungry from school. So I'm waiting in McDonald's and there is a guy that's digging in the trash, right? Now, if you know me, you know I'm always going to have a soft spot for people that are in trouble. So I was already prepared to like, hey, man, I was going to buy him some food. But guess what? He already had plans. So when I pull up to the drive-thru, he stops digging in the trash. He starts making his way over to my car, right? So he's just standing there. He waves his hand. And I say, I'll just get to the chase. Like, hey, what do you want some food? And then he says, no, he wants some cash. And I'm like, all right, now I ain't doing that, right? Like you might do that. I ain't doing that. I'm right in front of McDonald's. You literally are ready to dig into a trash can. Like you were digging in the trash can. So clearly you were looking for food. There's not going to be a cash there. So next thing you know, I say, well, I don't have any cash. And he says, oh, okay, well, I'll take something from McDonald's. Oh, okay, I bet. All right, cool. What do you want? A meal or something? This man says he wants dessert. And I don't know about that. And I'm pretty sure you made a face. If you made a face, make sure you share this page. I mean, make sure you share this episode. But I was just like, all right, no judgment zone here, but I'm judging because if you were looking for food, why would you just want dessert? Like they got a 1 through 10. You can get nuggets. You can get all these things. So I asked him, I'm like, cookies? He was like, he wanted cookies. So now he's posted up at the speaker box. I'm talking, and then he just cuts right in and says, oh, and cookies, right? And I'm looking at him like, all right. So then he tries to ask me for more stuff right then and there. Now, mind you, we had a whole conversation before I drove up. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't like that, right? And I was like, no, that's it. So I bought him the cookies, he ate them, and that was it, and that's it, that's all, right? But I thought about that. And so when we're talking about the power of no, here, season 6, episode 139, no, let's talk about why is it important for all of us to be able to use the word no. Number 1, boundaries and self-respect. All right. If you're a person that says yes all the damn time, you're not offering boundaries. Okay. When you say no, you are helping establish personal boundaries. A person that says yes all the time, I will say this, the person that says yes all the time and people know that you say yes all the time, they're not going to respect your boundaries. They're just going to just hit you up. Right. So saying no establishes personal boundaries as well as it protects you. It protects your time, it protects your energy and your values. All right. And sometimes as entrepreneurs, we struggle with that. I have no problem firing a client. I have no problem telling a potential client no. All right. I've had clients try to text me at midnight. I'm not open. So I'm not even responding. Right. So just keep that in mind that number one, it protects it establishes personal boundaries, as well as it protects your time, energy, and values. And that's important because nobody else can do that except you. Nobody else can set your boundaries except you. So say no, right? Number two, it focuses on your priorities. Imagine today that 10 people ask you to do something and you said yes. If we say yes to 10 people today and you have stuff to do, it takes away from what you feel is important. By saying no to those requests, if you say no to those requests that don't align with what you ultimately want to do, with your goals, right? Because some people will just actually do something because they want you to do it for them, but they may not align with what you want to do. But if you say no to things that don't align with your goals, you can focus on the things that do matter to you. And when you're focusing on things that only matter to you, you know what? Productivity goes up, effectiveness goes up, quality goes up. Okay. So say no. All right. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be times where people are going to want to pull you back and forth, and you have stuff to do, man. Just say no. If it doesn't align with what needs to happen, just say no. Okay. Number three, it reduces stress. All right. A lot of people get stressed out even over these holidays. Now, hopefully you had an amazing Thanksgiving, right? Hopefully you had one. You were able to be around family, friends, whoever, even if you were by yourself and you enjoyed an amazing meal. Recently I saw someone, they interviewed him and he was just having dinner by himself. And he said he had all these things and people were a little surprised. No, have whatever you want. But stress comes from trying to do everything all at once. You're taking on all of the roles of your family members. You're doing everything at work. You're doing all these things. Your children are asking you for a million things for Christmas. You are doing every single thing, and you don't know the word no. But if you say no, it reduces stress. It alleviates the pressure of overcommitment. You don't have to overcommit. You could just say no, right? It alleviates that pressure. It reduces anxiety because guess what? Let's say you got a paper that's due, right? Let's say you got a paper that's due Monday, but today people have asked you to do 10 million things and here you go saying yes. Now you got anxiety. Now you're running around. Now you're trying to get the stuff done and do the stuff that you wanted to do. It reduces that anxiety. Okay. And also it allows you to have a more balanced life because again, you're just focusing on the things that really matter. And it allows you to just say, hey, that's it. So somebody, even if one of your friends wants to go out, and maybe they go out all the time, and maybe you went out because you do want to see your friend or family member or whatever, but then today you don't want to do it, you don't want to go anywhere, just say no. Okay. Number 4. So just to recap, it creates boundaries and self-respect. It allows you to focus on your priorities. It allows you to reduce stress. It reduces stress. And number 4, it creates a sense of empowerment and confidence. Now, if you watch this show, I've talked about confidence. I've talked about empowerment plenty of times. And guess what? Confidence comes from you doing. I'm extremely confident. Now, guess what? I wrote solo dolo on this show, right? This is me. This is my studio. I've done 139 episodes. And if you go back to the earlier ones, like I said, you know what? I'm going to actually redo them. But I am extremely confident whether I am doing this in front of you, myself for my show, or let's say a major network, and I believe it, I manifest it, that a major network will hit me up and say, Garry, we like your show. We're going to put you in front of a live studio audience. You're going to have your own show. If the Kelsey twins can get $100 million, I think that my content is great enough. But guess what? It's because I put a lot of effort and energy and commitment and time, and I did things, right? Even this new picking up from this new season, I just said, you know what? It got to get done. So when you say no, it empowers decisions. It empowers decisions that you focus on. And so, this is what I mean. So when you say no, it empowers you to make decisions that you feel you need to make. All right. It empowers you. You're empowering yourself to focus on you. Some people say, well, that's selfish. You should be selfish. And I think that's going to be another episode. You should be selfish. Selfish means that I take myself as priority. That's what it means. So you should be selfish when it comes to your time, energy, and money. And you should empower yourself to say no to things that don't align with what you want to do. If you don't want to do this, then you should say no. All right. You're empowering yourself to focus on decisions and creating reality that best suits you. All right. Next thing is, as you do that, you're building confidence in yourself to say no. Say no to your supervisor that wants you to work past what you need to do. Say no to family, friends that want you to do something that you don't want to do. Say no to, let's say organization like a church or some other group. They want you to do something that you don't want to do. Say no. Empower yourself. And as you empower yourself because you're doing, you create more confidence in yourself. And guess what? It keeps going. Okay. And the last thing on this episode, as we wrap this up today, it allows you to focus more on quality over quantity. All right. If I am selective in what I'm saying yes to, then it allows me, again, as I said earlier, you get to put more quality into what you want to do. You get to focus on the things that you want to do. You have the freedom because now you have the space and energy to not focus on anything else. And you have that quality, you increase the quality of your output. All right. You become more invested. You have more meaningful experiences. And there you go. So if somebody wants you to hang out next weekend and you want to just meditate, pray, go for a walk, go work out, I don't know what you want to do. But guess what? If somebody wants you to do something, some person, place, or thing wants you to do something that's not aligned with what you want to do, no need to complain about it. Just say no. All right. So recapping, it offers boundary and self-respect. You get to focus on your priorities. You get to reduce stress, and it offers more empowerment, confidence, and you get to offer yourself more quality experiences. All right. That is the end of the show. I then wrapped it all up. I got all my papers. All right. That's the end of the show. Thank you for listening. You can catch this episode as well as any other episode on YouTube and wherever you listen to your other podcast. Hopefully I become a new member of your favorite podcast family. All right. I drop every episode on Tuesdays, unless I tell you, right? Like this is a post Thanksgiving because I didn't want people to just have thanks and focus on your family and friends. Like I wanted to focus on my family and friends. All right. You can check out any episode on Google, Apple, Spotify. All right. And so as you go throughout the day, I appreciate you listening to this show. If you want to be a sponsor or if you want to be a guest on the show, please hit me up. All right. And last, but certainly not least, you are the best part of the show. You, yes, you, I know. You. So until we see each other again, because we'll see each other again. Yeah. Until we talk again, because we'll talk. And we share those special, special moments again. Always remember, guys, to see what you want to do. Envision it in your mind. You can do it, man. You can do it. I want you to plan it out because without no plan, it ain't getting done. It ain't getting done. All right. Plan it out. Take the time out. Take the energy and effort to plan it out. And until we share those special moments again, always remember, guys, see what you want to do. We just said it. Plan it out. And then guess what? Don't just talk about it. Don't have the plan written down. Don't have it all laid out. You got your vision board looking cute. Everything's ready to go. And if your favorite life coach says, hey, when are you going to start? You say someday. There's no such thing as someday. Someday turns into never. So when you have everything laid out, gather the confidence in yourself, empower yourself to do it. And today, if someone wants you to do something that you don't want to do, I kindly offer you just one simple phrase. No. All right, guys. Same life coaching time, same life coaching channel. See ya.